Welcome to my healing world. My name is Monica. I am collagen babe. I live in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and you're in my garden studio. When I came back from Bali, I had my 9th concussion. So I broke my nose, I chipped a tooth, I blacked out in the back of a bathroom in Canggu, and so I came back and I was pretty scrambled, and I knew that I had to choose to be a soul gardener, to garden my own soul, and that was in 2020. And you just think, hey, you're gonna heal, and then you have an accident, and then you get over that one and you have another accident, and another, and another, and another. So I guess I have to work on my inner child, because my subconscious wants me to deal with resting and taking care of myself. The point of the story is that on September 13th, 2023, I was gardening in my garden and I stepped on a hole, and the hole whacked me in the side of my head, bing! And I knew I had another concussion. My eyes were blurry and I needed to, just zone out for a while. And when you have a concussion on top of 13 other concussions, it just scares you. So you do your best to, slow it down and remind yourself to rest and eat well. So I last year was a carbaholic. I was a carbaholic because I was 30 years vegetarian wannabe. I ate 80% carbohydrates and 20% meat, and I did that for 30 years. And by 40, my teeth were depleted, so they were gum disease, and they were wobbling, and they actually had to put a splint in the bottom of my teeth just to hold it all together. And it's there. I still have all the teeth except the ones I knocked out in my life. And when you have 14 concussions and they're all aimed at your head, you know that there's a lesson to be learned. So I slowed down, and then in the process, in October and November of last year, I ended up with 5 different ankle twists. So I couldn't exercise anymore, and I was ballooning to 140 pounds from my regular 133. So I said to myself, it's time to start carnivore. I've been watching all these videos and listening in, and learning to guilt myself about eating meat. Vegetarians have to tell themselves all day long that eating meat is not good for you. That's why they are vegetarians. They don't eat meat. And for me, I spent all that time, 30 years, believing in that. And so I was getting fat, and to solve my fat problem, I just was a vegetarian, and I would use my Maldair company's product line, Trim, to help me release the fat. And it worked. I mean, 30 pounds from 2017 to 2019. I lost 30 pounds, and you guys all see the pictures. I post them all the time. So this year I bought the Trim in November. I started it on December the 6th. I spent a month and a half using Trim to help me with my weight. So I lost 10 pounds immediately, because Trim works well. And I introduced no carb, eat my way through the stuff that's in my house, and onto carnivore. So I managed to get 10 days in January where I just ate meat morning, noon, and night. Whenever I thought of something that I would want to eat, I would just fry up a steak, or, you know, cook up some liver, or eat some fish. I didn't return to my carb habit. Habit I call carbaholic because, you know, when you're eating something that your body doesn't like, it will show you by weight retention, right? And disease and inflammation and bleeding. I mean, I came back from Bali and I had Bali belly. I had, you know, hemorrhoids. I had intestinal issues. And luckily I did 3 years of medical medium celery juice and heavy metal detox and lemon water, because as a vegetarian it was you know, good to experiment. And now I am 1 year, not 1 year, but you know, 9 months as a carnivore, and I'm in the best shape that I've ever been. No exercise other than walking and gardening, because, you know, I wanted to do the experiment as is, you know, eat meat and rest. So this is the result of 9 months of eating carnivore. I of course am not perfect. It's just that it, you know, who knows who I'll be next year, and the next year, and the next year, if I continue listening to my body. You know, it gives me hope, and I know it's a miracle. I mean, who would have thought 30 years of eating as a vegetarian, vegan, and getting fat, and now just eating meat and getting skinny. So I just wanted to pass on this information, give you an exhibit of my results. You know, I'm 60 years old. I have a broken back. I just fell out of a tree on September the 4th. You can see my bruise because I hit something on the way down. And so, you know, I landed on my back, scared the bejesus out of me, because I have a broken back, you know, T12, L1, compound fracture falling off the Grand Canyon. So I've had a lot of experience. I even sent myself to school to learn how to massage so I could remember all the body parts. Because when you have 14 concussions, it's kind of hard to remember stuff unless you put in the memory repetition. You do it over and over again until you learn it. You know, it's not like, oh, instant recall. No, it takes time to put the right messages in. So welcome to my healing world. I love you all so much. Have a great day wherever you are. And this is my carnivore body.